Hello, welcome back, my chips and dip. This is another Raving Libertopian production coming at you live. And today we are going to take a little tour down memory lane through Quake 2 on the Nintendo 64. Now, originally, Quake 2 was released for the PC back in the 90s, but over time, they were able to port it over with the hardware at the time to the Nintendo 64. Now, I don't know if most of the people watching this, or who will watch this, have ever played the Nintendo 64 version, but there are times where it's kind of creepy. It's kind of on the creepier side. The soundtrack throughout the game is on the creepier side. The music is creepy, the atmosphere is creepy. Now in this video, due to the quality of the lighting, it might not look as creepy as it actually is, but it's kind of creepy. At least I think it is to this day. So a little heads up there, a little spoiler. The Nintendo 64 port is kind of creepy. I have not played the PC port, so I couldn't comment on that. But the Nintendo 64 is by far pretty dark, pretty creepy soundtrack. So just a little heads up there going forward as I play through these missions. I haven't played this in a long time, so bear with me. If I seem to be staggering a bit throughout the gameplay, it's because I'm readjusting myself to the controls. And given I haven't played this in a long time, or a good while, I figure I'll go easy. So we'll be doing medium difficulty for the start, and maybe in the future videos I'll move up to the hard difficulty. But for now, I'll try to play this as safe as I can. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my chips and dip, let's jump into this. Enjoy. Oh yeah, something else I really want to mention in this playthrough. If you notice a bit of a lag when I try to aim, it's due to the hardware limitations at the time. On the screen, it can only go so many frames per second, so if it seems like my aim is a bit off, that's why. It's not actually me as much as it is the hardware at the time, because this is on the Nintendo 64, so if it looks like things are slowing down on the screen, or things are moving a bit slower, or they're getting a bit choppy, that's why. Part of it's me, but to be frank, part of it is just the hardware, so yeah. Just another really quick disclaimer, not all of the bad aim is going to be on the fault of my shoulders. I'm just doing the best I can with what I have. So, yeah. So yeah, just like I said from the beginning, bear with me. Just try to bear with me. Oh, also, if you've watched my previous videos where I played through the first Quake, it's pretty much going to be the same drill here. I'm going to try to find as many of the secrets as I can in each mission. Now, I haven't played this for a long time, so obviously I'm not going to find as many as I would in the first Quake, or the first game, but yeah, throughout the levels, throughout the missions, over the course of the campaign, I will try to locate as many secrets as I can remember. So I probably won't find all of them, but I reckon I'll at least manage to find a few. So, yeah. So if it looks like I'm straggling back or I'm backtracking like I'm kind of doing right here, yeah, it's just to kind of go back for those itty-bitty secrets that you can find kind of scattered throughout each mission. Some are easier, some are harder, but we're going to do the best we can to try to find as many as we can through the course of the game. I'm not going to get all of them, so if there's a secret that you know about that I don't, yeah, do feel free to mention it in the comments. And, yeah. So, secret-wise, it's going to be pretty much like the first Quake that I do playthroughs with. We'll try to find as many as we can and go from there, so yeah. Be prepared for that. Some missions may seem like they're a bit hectic to get through when I backtrack, but like I said, try to bear with me. It's just me testing the waters after a long, long time. We're gonna knock a little bit of this rust off, so just bear with me. You know what, in fact, now that I really sit back and think about it, I don't think I've played this game in a couple of years. I think the last time I played this game, I think I was either 18 or 19. I haven't played this game in a few years. So, I don't know all that awaits. I can't remember all that awaits. It's been a little while. So, in a way, I'm going to be just as surprised as probably some of you guys. I'm knocking the dust off this cartridge. I haven't played this in a while, so it's been at least a few years. And, in a way, that kind of makes the game more exciting when you go through after a few years and you really don't know what's up and what's down. So you're kind of reliving it as if you're just playing it again for the first time. So, let me know if you guys have ever done that with old games or old titles on any console, where you put down the controller for the game for a few years and then you revisit it after 3, 4, 5 years, maybe even 10 years. I'm pretty sure you guys are all over the place in your age bracket, so let me know. Tell me about your experience with games, past titles from like maybe the 90s or the early 2000s. Have you ever sat down a cartridge or a CD and not picked it up for a few years and then come back and play it and be clueless about what happens? Let me know. I don't get that experience often with old titles, but there are some that I do. And I think the way it works, at least in my case, is the longer I don't play it, when I finally do, the more exciting it is. Once again, it's like reliving the moment, so let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Have you had that experience with video games or old titles? Or maybe not so much? Yeah, just put it out there. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this. I mean, retro games, you can find videos of them all over the place, but there's nothing quite like playing it again after a long time. I think that kind of brings back and resurrects a little bit of that nostalgic feel that you used to have for those games. And I think it's really good and a nice dose after a while, so yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Now, one of the many things I do actually remember about this game is that the first few missions start off pretty easy in the beginning. There's not much going on, it's pretty quiet, and the layout of the levels are pretty linear in the beginning. But later missions, things get a bit more challenging, they get a bit less linear, and the enemies become a lot more numerous. So I'm cruising through this right now relatively easily, but that's not going to be the case in later missions. I can already sense that. So during the course of some playthroughs, I might die a few times. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. But if I do die, you heard it here first, folks. Expect it as a given, or at least expect it as a possibility. So, yeah. I may or may not experience that thrill of death in Quake 2, but we shall find out, folks, going forward. So hold your horses, and if I do die, you can say, well, I told you so. He was gonna bite the bullet eventually with his daring gambles he takes not knowing what's going on. But, we'll see. I'm on a roll so far, so all is well. I'm all good. But, we'll see what happens in the later missions. I'm sensing a death here or two. If I don't die in the later missions, I will be very, very surprised. I'm expecting at least one death before I get to, like, maybe the 8th mission. But we'll see. Can I complete the single-player campaign Quake 2 Nintendo 64 without dying once? I'm still working on that for Halo, the first Halo, Combat Evolved. And maybe I'll do some uploads of that. If I could do an upload where I don't die on any mission, I'd be one happy camper. I'd be at peace. So, I know there's a few folks who've done it. Let me know if you guys have done it. I know I'm kind of segueing off course from Quake 2, but if you've played through any of the Halo campaigns on Legendary or, like, or Heroic, and without dying once during the whole campaign, I'd really like to know that. Because, from what I hear, it's really, really hard. I don't think anyone's done it for Halo 2. Or, okay, a few people have done it from what I heard, but not many. But if you're one of the few, let me know. In fact, let me know that for any campaign where the campaign's really hard, but you've managed to squeeze out a victory for all the levels without dying. I'd like to know that, because I think that's pretty cool. But anyway, on to the show. I know I segued off a little bit, but just thought I'd put that out there. Expect me dying a few times. Especially with some of the later enemies, because some of them really pack a punch. These guys are pretty easy. They're like punching bags, but the later enemies, not so much. They're meaner, they're rougher, they're tougher, and they're badder around the edges, let's just say. But these guys here, they're pretty standard. Now those grenade launcher guys the one I just killed, those guys are pretty tricky when they start shooting out those grenades. Because those bad boys, if you don't cover your 6, they'll fuck you up. Like, I don't remember much about this game, but if there's one thing I remember, those grenade guys, do not let them get those grenade hits on you, and don't let their grenade attacks connect, because if they connect, you're fucked. Especially if you don't have any armor. Just a tip, so I'm gonna try to watch out for that, because that's one of the many ways I imagine I'm gonna die, at least in future missions, but we'll see where I hold up. So wish me luck, keep our fingers crossed, and if you guys think I'm gonna have a near-death experience in any one of the videos going forward, don't hold back to disclose that in the comments if you think so, because I like to have a good laugh at comments that kind of make a little bit of a humorous, satirical remark out of my failed attempts to clear a mission. So, yeah, feel free to do that. It's kind of good cannon fodder, so yeah, and it's a good way to break the ice. So, feel free to let on the jokes. Oh yeah, and if I do die in this game, no matter what mission I'm on, the worst part about dying in this game is that there's no checkpoints, like in Halo, or in the first Quake game on the PC. There's no checkpoints here. So if I actually die in the mission, I have to replay the whole mission. So I'd have to go through, restart the entire mission, play the whole mission over again. And that's gonna suck, so you might see a few editorials here and there if I do die. I'm not 100% sure yet. So yeah, be ready for that. Yeah. But if I do die, I'll disclose that. I'm hoping I don't, because that's just going to be more editorial work if I do, and I actually go through with it. But yeah, there's no checkpoints in this game, so if you die, you have to replay the whole mission. And I thought that aspect of the game kind of sucked, because some of these missions are long. The beginning missions are kind of short, like these first two I'm doing. But later on in the game, the missions get kind of lengthy, and if you die, you have to replay all those missions over again. So I'm really hoping, and I'm really keeping my fingers crossed, that doesn't happen too often. Because if it does, that's gonna suck. And that's gonna really, really bite. So here's me keeping my fingers crossed, hoping I don't have too many near-death experiences or actual death experiences. Because these missions, even though it's on the N64 port, they can get kind of lengthy. So, especially if you're dealing with enemies that are just bullet sponges. So, yeah, be prepared for that. Well, thanks for watching my chips and dip. This has been a raving Libertopian production, and I will catch you next time. Signing out.